Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Happy Saturday, everybody. What a cold day, but you know what? What a great day. Absolutely productive day, absolutely busy day. Big jobs coming in left and right. I started out my morning taking care of some stuff at the garage because I went to frip some room in there, and then went and met with two new customers that had called yesterday. Locked in one job for sure for Monday. The other one I got to write up an estimate. This is it's a huge job. The guy wants me to take over an entire gutted bathroom. Another contractor came in and started the job, and guy I don't yeah, guys, when I walked in there and saw the work that was being done, I almost wanted to burst out laughing, except for the fact that I felt bad for the homeowner. I mean, guys, there was pipes sticking out of the ground like this, and just floor. All the PVC plumbing drain was just put together with no glue. I literally leaned on a pipe, and the whole thing fell apart. I'm like, oh my god, guy, what are you doing? And at first she's like, well, this has been done, and I'm like, honestly, no, it hasn't. I'm like, I can't trust any of this. And I'm like, listen, I'll put it together if you're interested in me doing it. And you know what, guys? For the short period of time I've been in business, I was amazed at what I heard. No, I talked to 3 or 4 people about you. You've got the best reputation going. Everybody says you're incredibly fair. Listen, I need this done. Just get me a price, get the permit switched over, and let's whatever you tell me, I'm gonna say yes. I'm like, well, now I know how the guy got in trouble in the first place. But you know what, guys? That's not going to change my estimate in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to be incredibly fair to the guy, like I am to everybody, and I'll go in and do a good job, and it'll work out well. I'll probably have another customer for life out of it. But guys, it's amazing to me today, guys. Amazing. If you just work a program and be honest and hardworking, like I don't see how I could fail at this point, guys. Membership have its privileges, right? Yeah, it's kind of a weak one. I didn't really think about that one. So, guys, the title of the reading today is titled Membership. Membership. There is only one requirement for membership: the desire to stop using. We all know people who could benefit from recovery. Many people we encounter from all walks of life: our family members, old friends, co-workers could really use a program of recovery in their lives. Sadly, those who do don't always find their way to those who do need to don't always find their way to recovery room. Sorry, guys. Recovery is a program of attraction, not promotion. We are only members when we say we are. We can bring our friends and loved ones to a meeting if they are willing, but we cannot force them to embrace the way of life that has given us freedom from addiction. Membership in any recovery program is a highly personal decision. The choice to become a member is made in the heart of each individual addict. In the long run, coerced meeting attendance does not keep many addicts in our rooms. Only addicts who are still suffering, if given the opportunity, can decide if they are powerless over their addiction. We can carry the message, we cannot carry the addict. And the affirmation is, just for today, I am grateful for my decision to become a member of my recovery program. If that is not the understatement of the century, guys, I don't know what is. Yeah. There's a reason I find myself in a constant state of gratitude, and every bit of it, and like there's a billion reasons. Like every bit of my life is it keeps me full of gratitude today. And it's all because I made the decision to become a full-fledged member of my recovery program, right? To give it, to chase my recovery as hard as I chased getting high when I was out there getting high. And that's been the difference, guys. And thank God thank God I finally understood that for once in my life. Yesterday morning, I had a very, very brief conversation with my former boss because he was high as a kite again. And it seems like every time I talk to him, and I don't talk to him that often, but anytime he ends up reaching out to me, or in this case, he reached out to me, and he was texting me, and it was not making sense. So I decided to call him, make sure he was okay. And sure enough, and again, this is 9 o'clock on a Friday morning, guys. He was obliterated already to the point where he couldn't even coherently speak. I was supposed to go pick up a piece of equipment that he borrowed from a friend of mine, a customer of mine, Doug. And I told him I'd come by after my AA meeting, and sure enough, when I called him by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he was so incoherent that he wouldn't answer the phone. I got sent to voicemail, and then I got a text, "I'll call you back," and it was in one of the pre-selected texts. Because, and again, this I know this from when I used to work for him. That's how it goes when he gets to that point that he's too high to communicate. Fingers are too jittery to text, and he can't even speak at that point. So he just sends you the automatic text. And at that point, I just said, "Yeah, no worries," and I'll go after another day, and I let Doug know, and we had a talk, and Doug let me know he reached out to him, and both of us feel terrible. This is a guy that had life by the balls. He had an amazingly successful plumbing business. He was doing really, again, he was keeping his head above water because of the volume of work he had. He had a bunch of guys working for him, tons of customers. Like he should be living the life of Riley right now. He should be getting ready to retire and just going to his vacation home in Aruba. Like this guy made a ton of money, but again, he's never done anything. And again, I understand. I was the same way. I've made so much money over the years, and I've just pissed away every opportunity because that's what we do as addicts. And it's not just the drug addiction, but it's all the behaviors that go along with it. And that's certainly what it was for me, guys. Like, it wasn't just the drugs, and that's the thing. That was the only thing I could identify. My life was so sideways in addiction that the only problem I could identify was the obvious. Well, every penny I make goes to a drug dealer. I can't pay my bills. I'm getting thrown out of my house again, or I was getting ready to face eviction again. I've isolated from everybody, and again, I blame just 100% on the drugs. Well, unfortunately, when you work a recovery program, you start looking at all the traumas, the triggers, the behaviors, the way you interact with the world, developing a relationship with a higher power. These are the things that have I've been able to encompass into my recovery program, and therefore I'm benefiting from all these different things, guys. Recovery program is about being aligned with your higher power. I choose to call mine God. Developing a conscious contact relationship with my higher power, and I never understood the meaning of that until now, because I understand by talking to God daily, by praying, by meditating, by then looking for the signs and synchronicities, trying to figure out, by seeking His will for me and asking for the power to carry that out. I then look for the opportunities and the areas where I feel like I'm progressing and I'm doing well, and I pay attention to my life. By trying to share the message with somebody else, I've now grown my recovery network to incorporate to have a whole bunch of people in it. I'm tripping over the words I'm trying to say here, and I don't want to use the same word over and over again. But now all of a sudden, I went from this most incredibly isolated person to having a whole recovery network, a whole community around me. Engaging with the YouTube channel has allowed me to take it one step further, because now I'm researching recovery topics every day, and then I'm seeing how they apply to my life, how do they fit in, and then when I go to make a bad move, it's right there. I keep it on the forefront of my brain, and that's one area where people get in so much trouble. We come in, jittery, shaky, and trying to overcome and duck and dodge, and we're forced to face certain things. So we do, and we get a little bit, and we get a couple of chips, and things start going a little bit good. And certainly for me, I decided at that point, okay, good, I got it now. Instead of turning my will over to God and looking for the opportunities, I would start to try to manipulate what I wanted out of things, and what I felt I needed to do. And oh my God, I'd have the anxiety. I'm too late in this department, so I got to force this one, and I don't like this thing, so I'm going to go move to this thing, and I'm going to move this thing in front of that thing. And for me, it was always work, because it's my fallback. I'm a worker. I'm workaholic, as a matter of fact. I mean, if I hadn't been finding the balance, like at least I got out to a show last night, and that's the thing, guys. It's a little different for me today, because I've got a goal in mind, and even then, I don't allow myself to go out and work 80, 90 hours a week like I used to. I take my time. I get up in the morning, go to the gym. I end my day, at a reasonable hour. I mean, if there's an emergency job, I might work till 4 or 5 o'clock. I might do a 10-hour day, but it's not every day, and it's not 4 in the morning till 9 at night like I'm used to. I'm finding balance in that, and I'm coming home every day, and I'm reaching out to my family, and I'm doing my recovery videos, and I'm doing my research here, and I'm cooking a dinner. And that's the beauty of it, guys. And again, I'm just getting started, and I have a goal in mind, so I'm putting my energy where I feel it needs to be, where I have the signs and synchronicities. But Christmas is coming, and I'm looking forward to getting out and spending time with family and loved ones and celebrating any which way that comes up. Not only that, but today I'm able to be there for others that work in a recovery program that may be having a hard day, and I get to show kindness and I get to show love and not only that, guys, but I finally get to show love to myself. I finally have enough self-respect for myself that I see my value and I know my worth, and I'm able to go out and confidently look at jobs. So, guys, that job I took on today, at any other point in my life, I would have walked in and said, "Oh no, this is way over my head. There's permits involved. I'm gonna have to take this step," and I am. There's a whole bunch of steps that are gonna be involved. I'm gonna have to deal with inspectors and decide how much of the job I want to do. What parts am I going to bring contractors in? Do I want to do the tile work? Do I not? I mean, I can do all of it, and it's all stuff I do. But am I going to have the time to do all of it? And this thing, guys, I can honestly sit down and look at those situations today and make good decisions because I am a member of my recovery program, and I'm the number one member of my program. You should be the number one member of your program. Guys, it's an honor to be a member of a recovery program because it means you're working towards the solution rather than being part of the problem. And again, one big part of this, guys, is you got to have the willingness. And as much as we want, it's so hard when we have friends and family that are out there and they're not doing it to the best of their ability, or they're just not seeing or ready to admit that they have a problem. And again, I was there for a long, long time. Even when I knew I had a problem, I didn't have the willingness to throw in the towel and come in. But guys, that's where part of the reasons we align ourselves with a high power and we do the work that we do is because a big part of this is having to know what is right for you and what isn't, and then having the courage of your convictions, the strength and the self discipline and the self value to walk away from something that isn't serving you. It's when we have people we care about, we want to we want to keep them from circling the drain. Like my former boss, he was somebody that he reached his hand out to me many times when I was in a jam, and it was again. I look at it now, and I know he had his reasons. He knew he could use me and manipulate me and get me to do a ton of work for a little amount of money. But that's not. I can't fault him for that. That was something I allowed. At the same time, he was willing to take a chance on somebody he knew he was doing a ton of heroin every day, and he put me to work, and he was able to show me that kindness. I'd like nothing more, and I have tried to have the honest conversation with him, like, hey, you're going down a bad path here, but he doesn't have the willingness to even look at it. He just will make up excuses and lies. And even when he got in trouble with the police not that long ago, I reached out to him like, listen, here's the recovery program I'm working. Here's some names you can reach out. And he's like, oh no, I just need to, talk to somebody about my mental health, my stress. It's not about the drinking or the drugs. Okay, well, and I left it at that because we both know he's wrong. And if he's not willing to admit it, guys, I'm not going to hang my hat and I'm not going to throw my resources in the ring so that he can take me down with him. And that's a very dangerous thing, particularly in early recovery, guys. A lot of times we have to walk away from situations that we think we can't, but you can. And unfortunately, we are going to repeat the same tests over and over again until we start making better choices. And that certainly explains when I finally got a grasp of that concept. Like, it explains so much. I'm like, why, no matter how hard do I work, do I keep ending up in the same situation? Well, it's because I changed one variable, yet the rest of my life I was still doing the same things. I was going out and breaking laws and thinking that I was the exception to every rule, and that I didn't have to follow this rule, and I didn't have to do this, and I'm not eligible for that, and I can't get this. And that's not the case, guys. You've got to work a recovery program to the best of your ability and incorporate it in every area of your life if you want to move forward and progress and not risk repeating the mistakes of your past, or having repeating the same patterns that got us there in the first place. Guys, membership is a beautiful thing, but it is by attraction. If you are not attracted to the recovery lifestyle, you're not going to get it. And I hope it's not saying for you, but so by that aspect, the best thing you can do to encourage somebody else is to do and work your program to the best of your ability so they see that it works and they know that there's an option, and they know that if they decide they want what you have, then maybe they'll be willing to do what you do, and that's the best we can do. Just like the reading said, guys, we carry the message, not another addict, and it's very hard. That's something I suffer from. There's times that I want to help to a point where it's going to start just taking from me, and I will overlook signs and things that I know aren't right, and I'll excuse them and I'll justify them and I'll say okay, but at the end of the day, today I will only let that go so far, and I will. I've managed to put together some resources and some stability, so I'm willing to extend and give further after the first sign of trouble. But I'm not going to let it go past the second and third, and I will speak up and I will say something. And if somebody doesn't have the willingness, then I have no choice but to show God that my needs come first, and I will walk away, no matter how much it hurts and how much I don't want to, because at the end of the day, I do want to. I want to put myself first. I'm not going to let anything come between me and my recovery, and I want to take as many with me, and I want to and I want to, see as many succeed as possible. But I can't do it for somebody else, and I can't make somebody else want to do it, and I can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. All I can do is offer what I have to offer, and if it's accepted and it's returned, then fantastic. If not, wish them the best and keep my head in my own lane, and it's the best we can do for anybody, guys. Membership is something only the individual person can decide if they want and if they choose to sign on for themselves. Guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for being here. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.